So then we are back with more understandings from the time of the second tabernacle services, where we find the Aramaic English translation of the word. This translation comes from the original manuscripts of the prophets of the Israelic lineage. So then we can understand the time of the end. As per Yeshayahu the prophet, we find layers of understanding of the spring feast, the autumn feast, and also the returning of the cities of the Mashiach laid waste for many centuries. As we read it in Yeshayahu the prophet, it's always important reading sections of this great prophet. And this particular great prophet unfortunately was murdered. He was sawn in half near the river Kidron because his own people were not obedient to the holy instructions. They only wanted the convenience without obedience. But the important fact is these great prophets, Yeshayahu, Yirmeyahu, Ezekiel, Daniel, these were obedient servants. There are thousands upon thousands of people who are posing as a religious facet, yet only for the purposes of obedience. But Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, in his great function of Galah, he always searches for those who are obedient. So then Yeshayahu gives us a few clues of the future event related with the autumn feast. So then today came out a very important news. The Brics Post, very important British newspaper, has posted a very important article related with the BRICS, the new system of China. So since the Chinese government is taking over the trade of the world, because the whole instructions are obviously giving clues of later on the kingdom of the East marching from their place towards the Holy Land, already gives us a few understandings related with this particular layer found in Revelation or Galah, found also in Daniel, and also found in this great prophet Yeshayahu. So then, today was a very important day in the Indian city of Goa, near the ocean. And they have talked, and many decisions were made. Now, these nations who are engaged with China, they are concerned regarding their domestic production. Let's be very clear as far as the power of China. China can put the other nations in their pockets. As far as South Africa, Brazil, or India, except the Soviet Union, obviously, because they are a military power, as per Daniel the 11th chapter. The other nations are not very important as far as the amount of trade that China is making available. It's a simple truth. So rather than these countries are concerned with their own domestic trade, obviously very important, but because of the clear understanding of the steps of formation related with the autumn feast, China must dominate the world's market with the consent from these countries or not. So China has proposed a direct trade with them, but they were a bit hesitant of doing so because of their economical situation. So then the article states, while the undirected trade area is not an important situation at this point in time, these nations must engage in more economic pacts and partnerships to spur investment and trade development, sharing then obviously their ideas and capital movement. So then these decisions related with Daniel 11, when we are talking of, very importantly, decisions made by Gentile nations, and Daniel the prophet was the expert related with these nations and kingdoms and their trades. When we take the time and acknowledge Daniel the prophet as a very competent minister of financiers, then we can understand the expertise he was talking of during his entire life, and he then is projecting in the future. So one of those situations that was absolutely neat, dealing with holy instructions and dealing with prophets, they spent their entire lifetimes. They spend decades and sometimes a century. Obedience upon obedience upon obedience and obedience. It's not only one day that a person has a bad day and then screws up. These great chosen men, these they did wholeheartedly on their own, with the only availability of having the instructions. The instructions were given, and they made the utmost best out of these holy instructions of utmost quality and precision. The relationship with these prophets and the divine, Yod He Vav He, it was so numerous, yet the relation went so far, because it went lower places of tests and then up places, and then stable places, unstable places, and then walking with the Yod He Vav He. Galah gives us understanding from the time of Yeshayahu and Mitchiyahu. So reading from the manuscripts and the article, we find then that these investments are showing us a few capacities that these countries can direct a portion of what they wishing for. Now then, on Sunday, They should have more gatherings, but truly not as important as it was today. But the amazing of decisions in nations and the structuring, because truly we are there talking, simply providing with the talks, is what type what truly type of situation related with the foundation of the apostles and the prophets. So there are very many So then, because of these visits, we then begin our quest understanding what China is promoting and not promoting, for the sense some of these countries are then deceiving themselves, and they want to become out of the great mower section of the Chinese system. Now, any decent country with conditions should always be ready for the system of China. Always be concerned. So this we should always read and make comments related with the understanding that he was saying. So then, o estudo que foi feito através de hoje foi feito com So then, Yeshayahu and Nehemiah, they were able to line up the most important sections during his lifetime. They were able to come up with a portion to stir up the leadership in these people and restarting then the counting, because it's very important when people are engaged. And then it was very hard, but next time we'll evaluate more of the situation based from the law and then the steps of formation of the great planet spoken of in Revelation. Please stay tuned.